Let me tell you where I am. This will be indeed shocking. This is the second top political leader in the governance, in the administration. This is the residence of Sri Lanka's Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. There is totally a free fall. So first I take you the outside, the images, how this has totally been collapsed. That explains even how the forces surrendered, the army, the armed forces, the paramilitary, everyone surrendered before the protesters as they overpowered the police administration. That is the first gate on the Gulface Road, and this is totally barricaded. Now you know, if someone has to enter a Prime Minister's house, what could be the possibility protocol? These are the barricades, everything, forget about protocols, everything devastated, destroyed. There you see the outer periphery is now totally been captured by the protesters. They are in fact painting "Go Gotabaya Go," the protest slogan against Rajapaksa. Now this, there you see, this explains how deadly clash this could have been probably here. Now there are barely too few policemen here, and now I'm officially entering in the house of the Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, the official residence of Sri Lanka's Prime Minister. This is totally a free fall. No security, no arrangements, nothing. Because remember, the number of protesters, and it is not only from the Colombo, since the call was given prior 10 days, huge number, there was huge number of the protesters who started walking in from different parts of for the island, not only the Colombo, but even the adjoining provinces. Now we are entering without any protocol, without any security. Look at the free fall and the access that we have inside of the Prime Minister's residence, Ranil Wickremesinghe at Gulface. That's, you see the strongest everything, the protest is happening here. There is only been captured by the protesters. The table, chairs, everything has been totally destroyed by the protesters. Sitting here, this is the official digital lawn where we meet the people. Now look at these are the young protesters of Ireland who have been protesting against Rajapaksa administration for months in fact. And now since last late evening, they have almost virtually camped here. These images virtually, you know, this explains that high security zone perhaps just 24 hours ago, and now you see only totally, you know, captured by the people and protesters. Remember, this has been happening for many months against the president particularly. Remember, when Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned, there was no satisfaction among the people because largely, constitutionally, it is the president who holds the maximum executive power. Now, you all were here yesterday when this all started?
No, we came today, yes. Yesterday we came here.
So, you know, we are seeing largely the president's house, the Prime Minister's house, virtually being captured by the protesters. Where it is leading next? What next for Ireland?
Actually, we are waiting for the constitution. So, still, we have no plan to just go ahead.
First resign. Then they have to have an interior government. That is what the constitution says. So, we have to go by according to the constitution. Then we will have no violence or whatever.
You know, globally there could be some critic as well who will be watching these images. They will ask the question that can this be a way out?
I totally agree with you. But this will disappear soon.
Here the protesters have also made a makeshift kitchen. Now what I see around, that only there are few policemen, but they are totally helpless. They cannot do anything. And that's the only protesters. They are cooking food, of course, for those who are gathered here. So how long you guys have planned to stay here at the Prime Minister's house?
We are planning until the Prime Minister has to resign, the President has to resign, and the new government has to resign. So until that, we don't know what is the date that they have telling us. That the 13th of this month, the last...
You can announce the 13th of July, the President will resign.
Yeah. We are hoping that President plus Prime Minister has to be resigned. So the new Prime Minister and the new President we will have to appoint. I think the Speaker is the, when we are thinking about the legal side, the Speaker has to become the President. So he has to rule with the assigned cabinet for 1 month. Thereafter we have to...
We have seen the protests in the month of April and May when there was escalation. But situation was not so grim like it is today.
Yes.
You know, people did not enter at the PM house or the President's house. Where do you see the solution next? What is the future of Ireland now, looking at the situation, what we are seeing in Colombo?
Looking at the situation, we have, first of all, the Prime Minister and the President have to be resigned. Thereafter, we have to fight to bring back the stolen money from our land.
This is the the office of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and this entire location is called Phase 2, where there have been protests since May 1st week, and there have been several rounds of clashes in this entire area. Just barely 50 meters right behind this building, there is the President's house as well, and that's called Gale Phase protests. We have seen the images from here when it was totally surrounded, cornered. And in fact, this is the ground. Yesterday, several drone captured images which were surfaced. This is the ground which was totally filled up with the protesters. That's in the thousands of these numbered. Of course, more than thousands, of course, are still here. Mostly that I can see now covering the stairs. We have gone even inside. What I can see is only the policemen and also certain the military personals, the armed police personnel, armed forces, but barely anyone able to stop these protesters from entering. All you see these local Sri Lankans, the Sinhalese, are taking selfies, pictures with the national flag. And because, remember, they have been protesting, as they said, it is for their own cause. The kind of suffering that they have seen for last few months, electricity crisis, fuel crisis, food crisis, everything. And that perhaps forced people to take such call, and they engaged into such massive violence. I'm still taking you inside the President Secretariat, most secure, highly secured area in the capital city, Colombo. But all you see now here are only the protesters. Some banner posters are kept here, and this is where they are seeking support, signature drive. All these books are kept here. So how long you guys have planned to be here in one of the most highly secured, the establishment in the Sri Lankan government?
No, at the moment we are all Sri Lankan are here. So so we are staying here as one group, as one.
It used to be the highly secure office of the president, but now it is, I can see, the locals are staying here.
Yeah, this is our country, this is our place. So everybody in our nation, in every Sri Lankan, can come to here. And
I can see some papers are here. What exactly these papers mean? What is the message of it?
Future of the struggle action plan is here. The three languages,
Plan says?
Sinhalese, English, and of course Tamil.
Okay.
Three languages. You can.
What is the plan that you have for this island nation?
There are several points. The first one I will say the first one. First one is of course Mr. President has to be get away from his position.
He already made it clear that on 13th he will.
Only forward. He has said that 13 is the last day of his last day in the position. But who can believe him?
Even if there is a next government, what is the surety that the situation will come back to normalcy, because the forex reserve has already been exhausted, so the crisis of the food, fuel, that remain continue?
No one can predict it. First thing is, of course, Mr. Gotabaya, he has to go away from his position. And second one is, of course, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. He had to go away